One Zambia, one nation. Welcome to Zanis News. I'm your presenter, Mwangala Kapandola. Let's take you through the headlines. President Hakainde Hichilema applauds public-private partnerships. Government provide 300 cholera beds to Rufunsa district to improve healthcare for cholera patients. Ministry of Health receives assorted materials from the private sector to fight cholera. Plus, government introduces price shock transfer to vulnerable households. Zanis News in detail. President Hakainde Hichilema says government values the public-private partnerships currently existing in the country as they promote investment and economic growth. President Hichilema states that his government's resolve is to grow the economy, which will spur business opportunities and job creation. The head of state said this when he officially commissioned the $80 million Zambia Breweries expanded plant in Lusaka. Details are in this report.
The establishment of the Public-Private Dialogue Forum, developed for the sole purpose of promoting economic growth and development through public-private partnerships, is now yielding the expected results. The partnership between government and the private sector has resulted in Zambia Breweries investing in $80 million in its upgraded and expanded plant in Lusaka, which has since been commissioned by President Hakainde Hichilema.
Growth can only come through investments such as these, or this one, and others. Trade within the economy to sell, to buy goods and services within this economy, but also beyond the national boundaries of this economy, this country. So this has always been our agenda, because we know that when we achieve that, or grow the economy, grow the investment trade, we will be able to create much needed jobs for our people. We will be able to create business opportunities for our small, medium, and large businesses.
Zambia Breweries, the largest beer producer in Zambia, envisage to create more jobs with the plant expansion.
As we stand united today, public sector and private sector, we are bound by a common thread, the desire to forge a better Zambia for its people. Manufacturing is a vital force in creating entrepreneurs and fostering business opportunities.
The collaboration and support that this project exemplifies will help propel the manufacturing industry to new heights and accelerate the country's economic growth. Zambian Breweries eagerly anticipates the positive impact that the plant expansion will bring in creating jobs, both directly and indirectly, through the supply chain, Mr. President, you've referred to, by supporting more outgrowers.
Commerce, Trade and Industry Minister Chipoka Mlenga attributes this milestone to the sound leadership of President Hakainde Hichilema.
Your Excellency, what we are witnessing here today comes as a result of prudent leadership that has been exhibited by yourself. So, Mr. President, we are very grateful and we sincerely appreciate your commitment to making sure that we bring in more investment of productivity in our country.
The expansion of Zambian breweries represents a crucial step towards positioning our province as a hub for industrial development. It enhances our reputation as a favorable destination for investment.
With this expansion project, Zambia Breweries is projecting to produce more for export, something President Hakainde Hichilema has been keen about in reviving the Zambian economy. Kalan Uchima reporting for Zanis in Lusaka.
Meanwhile, President Hakainde Hichilema has visited the National Cholera Management Center at Lusaka's Heroes Stadium to assess the situation of the pandemic. The president, who called off his leave this week to attend to the cholera situation, arrived at the center and took time to tour the wards in the company of the Minister of Health, Sylvia Masebo, Lusaka Province Minister, Shil Muliata, and Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit DMMU National Coordinator Gabriel Pollen. On Monday, Vice President Mutale Nalumango visited the center and expressed concern at the increasing number of new cases, especially among youths.
The call is on us, the community members, to come out, to report a neighbor. When you see there's a problem, you report, and then help comes. That's important. Control measures, other measures that are needed. Government will do as it is, will do more than what we're doing now. Vaccines, WHO donation of vaccines. But this is to bring the situation under control. Going forward, we need long-lasting solutions, including the manufacture of our own vaccines. We've been talking about this for some time now. Other auxiliary measures, such as just keeping ourselves in a hygienic position. Water supply, clean water supply. CDF money must be used and focus on providing water supply. You already had our guidelines on shallow wells. They must go and never reappear. But also to have pit latrines next to a source of water. No. What else? Solid waste, garbage. People throwing garbage all over the shore. You're taking a Coke. When you're done with the Coke, you throw it by the side. That's irresponsibility of the highest order. If you did that in your life, you are partially responsible for the patients here and somebody who have died. How do you feel about that? As institutions, cooperating partners, or we now have to engage in a massive public investment to deal with high density residential areas. Open up roads there. If we have to take out a house to do that, we're going to do it. And I don't think any normal person will complain. Of course, people will be compensated for that or given an alternative. So we can put a road there. Ambulance needs to pick somebody. They can't access that patient. No, we cannot allow that to continue. I see people advertising plots all over. Going forward, permission, enforcement. In fact, the rules are already there. The laws are already there to enforce building standards. Planning permission. And planning permission connotes that there will be the basic facilities. That's the interpretation. But public investments, look at the money we're spending now. If we had spent this money in the last 20 years to upgrade Kanyama, to upgrade Mandevu, to upgrade Lilanda, I think there are many areas, we would have spent less money than we're spending now in a crisis.
And Vice President Mutale Nalumango has called on the church to partner with government in the fight against cholera. Ms. Nalumango says the church is a good partner of government and can contribute immensely to stop the spread of the disease. She notes that in the wake of the disease, the church should not wait for government to engage them. Ms. Nalumango, who said this in Osaka when she met the clergy at Cabinet Office, explains that government cannot fight the disease alone, adding that there is urgent need to strengthen consultative engagements. Ms. Nalumango has noted that despite the many interventions government is implementing, there are still gaps which are causing the country to keep recording new cases of cholera, hence the need for the church to come on board. She further commended President Hakainde Hichilema for his plans to make Zambia a manufacturing hub of the cholera vaccine. Meanwhile, chairperson of the organizing committee of the Declaration of Zambia as a Christian nation, Bilim Fula, proposed that when government officials go out to sensitize different communities, there is need to have a representative from the clergy.
The men and women of God, it's very important. A dialogue is not a monologue. It is just as it is. It is a state-church dialogue. That means you can also initiate. Can you get this liberty, please? Take it very seriously. Initiate. Prompt us so that we can work together. Because the ideas you are bringing to the table are so very important. Like some of you have noted, we should have done it earlier. We should have done it better. Please remember that we are sitting here on behalf of everybody. And if everybody is not there, we are not sitting. And therefore, it is very important that you have the freedom to say, have you heard? You like to be proactive. Can we be? You like to be reactive. Can we be proactive on this? Feel free. Keep a hotline with us. Church mother bodies, please.
So as we sit here today, as you see us all, we are coming from different church mother bodies and from churches that are being represented here. We have come up with an agreed upon position that our churches, wherever you are, you could partner, or we could partner with the government to clean up the areas or the communities where we are coming from. This means that at a particular time, which will be communicated to you by your own denomination or your own church mother body, you could be able to engage in cleaning the area where you are meeting, or when you have met after the service or before the service, you could be able to go out there and clean the area so that the cholera can be defeated.
Instead of communicating just as government, invite clergy to join you as you are getting to communicate and sensitize the people so that clergy can speak, because most of the people out there are still our members, regardless of where they are and whatever engagements they may be having in life. So let's utilize the church where sensitization is concerned.
Secretary to the Cabinet, Patrick Kangwa, has called on the Public Service Management Division, PSMD, to effectively make use of strategic plans, as the document acts as a blueprint to foster economic development. Mr. Kangwa has observed that a strategic plan is of paramount importance to the nation as it facilitates smooth operations of the government. He was speaking during the launch of the 2022 to 2026 Strategic Plan, Service Delivery Charter, and the Information, Education and Communication Strategy in Osaka. He also explained that the launched strategic plan will provide a roadmap for government to deliver effectively quality services to the Zambian people. The Secretary to the Cabinet notes that PSMD has the important role of overseeing and managing human resource in the public service. On the Service Delivery Charter, he states that the document will enhance communication between its clients and government. And Permanent Secretary for PSMD, Margaret Mioba, says the strategic plan will help improve service delivery to Zambians as it will act as a yardstick to development.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you may be aware, the Public Service Management Division has an important role to overseeing and managing the human resource in the public service. The effective and efficient management of human resource in the public service is of paramount importance to the nation, as it facilitates smooth operations of the government. To this end, the division has a key role of ensuring availability of requisite qualified human resource in the public service. Accordingly, the division ensures that the public service has competent human resource capable of delivering timely, quality services to the Zambian people. The development and launch of these documents cannot come at a better time than now, when the people of Zambia demand a transformed public service that will deliver on our country's development aspirations. Ladies and gentlemen, in today's world, strategic planning, especially in public service, is not a matter of choice, but a necessity. Strategic planning enables government institutions to align programs to the existing national development plans and objectives. The development of the Division Service Delivery Charter is in resonance with government's desire to deliver quality services to the people in the most efficient and effective manner. PS, Cabinet is not happy with us. We're not closing transactions. We're not moving efficiently. Decisions are being made, they're not being implemented. The public service has to pull up its socks. We all have to pull up our socks and make a difference.
Ladies and gentlemen, we envision a public service with optimal staffing levels, a public service with the competent and the ethical employees, a public service that is capable of delivering timely quality services to the nation. Ladies and gentlemen, Secretary to Cabinet, sir, the client service charter that we are launching today will provide a yardstick for our clients and stakeholders to assess how well we are performing with regard to our mandate.
Lusaka Province Deputy Permanent Secretary Alex Mapushi has disclosed that government will provide 300 cholera beds to Rufunsa district to mitigate the challenges that cholera centers are facing in the provision of services to the patients. Mr. Mapushi said this during a meeting with the District Epidemic Preparedness Committee. More in this report.
Government is committed to fighting cholera and has intensified interventions to address the rising numbers of cases in Rufunsa district. Lusaka Province Deputy Permanent Secretary Alex Mapushi, in company of the Provincial Health Director Simuliamana Jonga and the Provincial Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit Kanga Chepe Zulu, are in Rufunsa district to check on the situation. A team led by Mr. Mapushi visited the cholera centers and the mining area where the cases started. Earlier, the Deputy Permanent Secretary and his delegation held a briefing with the District Epidemic Preparedness Committee where he disclosed that government is committed to fighting the disease and will provide 300 cholera beds which will be distributed in the cholera centers.
As government, we obviously people were not ready for this cholera outbreak, and our facilities were not prepared for this. So we've had to quickly we've ordered 300 beds to be brought in from Lusaka. Also accommodation, we're working on accommodation since the number has risen. The cholera treatment centers that are there will have to now have more cholera patients that they have to attend to.
Mr. Mapushi also called for a multi-sectoral approach in fighting the epidemic.
Because of the nature of cholera, the fight has to be multi-sectoral, and we are asking for all our colleagues to step up and ensure that we fight this cholera together. Because of the nature of cholera, the fight has to be multi-sectoral, and we are asking for all our colleagues to step up and ensure that we fight this cholera together. This is a multi-sectoral problem that also requires multi-sectoral solutions. It is not a problem for government alone, therefore we need to work together.
The Deputy Permanent Secretary also took time to sensitize people at Chimsanya Cholera Center on the dangers of cholera. More than 200 cases of cholera have been recorded in Rufunsa district with 9 deaths within a week. Reporting for Zanis in Rufunsa district of Lusaka province, I am Mseki Wantembe.
A combined team of public health officers from both the district health office and local authority in Chavuma have embarked on an exercise to disinfect areas where positive cases of cholera have been recorded. The confirmed new cholera infections in the district have been recorded at Kakanga village, with 8 people admitted to Chavuma Mission Hospital and 2 discharged. Details in this report by Chaibu Nkoma.
Sporadic infection of cholera bacteria is being experienced in Chavuma district, prompting health authorities to put up the treatment center at Chavuma Mission Hospital in order to curb the further spreading of the disease. On the other hand, the public health team from District Health Office and local authority have moved out in the company of the Provincial Health Director to spray the villages where individuals with confirmed cases came from.
So we start with the positive case, then we start following those who are yes. But so far we've not received, we've not encountered any resistance. Yes, they are all accepting.
Meanwhile, the technical staff has also been constituted and are being trained on how to handle emerging cholera cases.
And organize the gaps, and hence we realized that we needed government training. I hope this training has closed up some of the gaps, and so that as we manage our brothers and sisters, we do not become culprits or victims in the process. In the public health department, we have moved into the place where the problems are coming from, so that we close the gaps. That's how you fight cholera. Cholera, you won't fight it from that place. You have to go to the source, close the gaps, and then you're home and dry. We hope that with these measures that we've started to implement, we won't have cases. Chavuma will be safe again.
The training workshop is focusing on both treatment and prevention.
This patient of cholera, the fluid is cutting. So we need to memorize, or I don't know if we can memorize or we can do it. It's simple, isn't it?
We are trying to make a plan just in case we become overwhelmed. We don't know where we're going with this pandemic in Chavuma, but we need more hands to come on top, especially if things skyrocket out of control, right? Because we're now receiving patients almost on a daily basis. So it means we just have to be ready to work together, okay?
Reporting for Zanis News, I'm Chebunkoma in Chavuma District, Northwestern Province.
We take a break. Coming up is Education News.
Hena korera ninzi, korera bulwazi bwa kusomona. Imuntu ugiswa bulwazi bwa korera ulasomona aguluka kapati. Itubi tulamenda menda manji. Imulwazi ulawanyota kapati agambwa kumana kwa menda mubiri. Imulwazi iwa korera wenga wahwa mumawola alo ali 12 gombo kutita jana busirisi buli kaboto. Hena munzira iri buti muntu bwahwa yakujana bulwazi bwa korera. Igunywa menda alo atabikibyo musamu ja tuzunda na menda aji sitombe. Igurya jagurya jalo igubere hamanza atasahigwa igabuto na igubere hamitima na himwi alo atasahigwa amimusamu na mwamenda ajisi imusamu walo ja tuzunda. Igurya jagurya jitahunigidwe jalo jakarwa nzinini. Igurya jagurya jitontola jalo jalegekwa na jajiro jalo jenero tija oburuga boto. Igurya jagurya jamumazira. Igurya imijelo na jihumani jalo jatasahigwa gaboto. Hena munzira iri buti muntu mbwa kwahugwa bira bulwazi bwa korera. Igubona masimpe guti wabagwananganya gaboto menda agunywa. Igwinda mugubona masimpe guti ajigwa na igubiko musamu wa chlorine. Amusambe mumanze nugubere hansipa. Na menda abigwe musamu ja tuzunda. Mwamana gubere hajimbuzi. Amugisibige nangu jigasaha ija kurya gamutana agujirya. Amuhunige ija kurya jindi yonse igutegwa guti gitakarwe nzinini. Mutari ija kurya jagura mu mazira. Amuberehe ijimbuzi jindi yonse. Amulitantamune mugobereha igumbuli na tupepa rwa plastic mugusowa tubi. Ambone masimpe guti tubi twasogwa na igubikwa mu jimbuzi. Ambone masimpe gutije mbuzi jindi yonse gajisalala na gajihunigidwe. Oyimulumbe wale twulindunye abamutabulanga nyanseba mugisi.
Kodi kolera ndi chani?
Kolera ndi matenda othulula. Munthu amene adwala matenda ya kolera amathulula kwambiri ndi kusanza. Dothi lake limakhala ngati madzi momwe atsukira mpunga. Ndipo munthu odwala kolera madzi mthupi lake amatha kamba kakuti iye amachoka kwambiri kupyolera mkusanza ndi kuthulula kwambiri. Munthu odwala kolera angamwalire m'maola 12 kakuti 12 hours ngati sanalandire mwamsanga thandizo la mankhwala.
Kodi munthu angatengere motani matenda a kolera?
Kumwa madzi adothi, kudya zakudya ndi m'manja mosasamba mwadothi kapena kugwiritsa ntchito mbale zotsukiwa ndi madzi adothi, kudya zakudya zimene zinangosiwa mosasamala posabwinikira, kudya zakudya zozizira zachimbala zimene sizinasungiwa bwino, kudya zakudya zimene amagulitsa mphepete mwa misewu, kudya zipatso ndi ndiwo zamasamba zosatsuka.
Kodi kolera ingachinjiriziwe?
Gadusani madzi anu akumwa kapena kugwiritsa ntchito chlorine. Sambani m'manja ndi madzi aukhondo ndi sopo mukamaliza kugwiritsa ntchito chimbudzi. Funditsani zakudya mukalibe kuyamba kudya. Osadya zakudya zimene zimagulitsidwa mphepete mwa misewu. Muyenera kubwinikira zakudya kuopetsa kuti ntchentche zingakakeko. Nthawi zonse muyenera kugwiritsa ntchito chimbudzi. Pewani kugwiritsa ntchito machemba kapena maplastiki ngati chimbudzi. Onani kuti dothi litayiwa mchimbudzi. Nthawi zonse onani kuti zimbuzi zikhala zaukhondo ndipo nthawi zonse pambowa wa chimbudzi chanu pazikhala pobwinikira bwinobwino. Okubweretsani uthenga uyu ndi aunduna wa zaumoyo.
Welcome back. The construction of Kasaba Bay Boarding Secondary School in Sumbu area of Nsama district in Northern Province has complemented the implementation of the free education policy by government. According to the school head teacher, Ben Siame, 152 pupils were enrolled at the school since its operation in 2020, but now the boarding school boasts of over 645 learners. Bope Sendwe now reports.
It is commonly said that education is the greatest equalizer in society, but free education affords every individual with limitless possibilities for social and economic progress. This is why the construction of the first ever boarding secondary school in Sumbu area of Nsama district under the Lake Tanganyika Development Project has provided an opportunity to children in remote areas to acquire free quality education.
This school being the only boarding school, it comes as a relief to the girl child who was spending nights freely from their parents in rented houses in the day secondary schools. So with the coming of this school, we have seen more girls being enrolled, as I talked about in the enrollment, and we have seen also a bulge in the numbers, especially with the coming of free education, the CDF bursaries. As I'm talking to you today, I'm overwhelmed with pupils from all the 17 wards and outside the district who would want to come to this school.
The project has also constructed a skills training institute to improve the skills of local people.
We want to provide these youth with career paths that can help them to employ themselves and earn income and hopefully even employ other youth. By doing that, we are pulling away these youth from putting pressure on the environment.
Tukuli balabambe bati tibafyalule with buli obwishibiro bwa business. Lero nabakwata obwishibiro tuti babomba fimwe finda batwala pantanji bafule bayisaisa kuno ku school.
The Ministry of Green Economy and Environment Permanent Secretary further stressed the importance of the socio-economic infrastructure component under the project.
They are really transforming people's lives. They are touching people's lives. And for us, that's the whole idea. But for us from green economies, whatever all these different aspects of the projects that we are doing together, it's like a jigsaw puzzle. You put different pieces in place, but the goal is to reduce the pressure on the environment.
The project also includes a water reticulation component to improve sanitation in Sumbu.
Ever since this water reticulation was done, we have improved in terms of water sanitation.
Bope Sendo for Zanis in Nsama district, Northern Province.
Still in Northern Province, Kasama District Commissioner Elizabeth Goma has commended agronomists from the private sector for initiating programs aimed at educating farmers on how to protect their fields. Mrs. Goma says such initiatives will empower farmers to produce good yield, especially if they follow instructions. Jafet Munkondia reports that the district commissioner said this shortly after inspecting some fields in the district.
Agronomists plays a critical role in helping farmers manage their crops and help to optimize agricultural productivity.
This is why some agronomists from the private sector have taken the initiative to educate farmers in Kasama district on how to manage their field so that they record a good yield.
Planted your varieties at the right time, you have less problems in terms of disease pressure, you also have the growing vigor of your crop very well. But for those that planted late, definitely they will have a challenge in terms of disease pressure, the pest, the armyworms, but we are there to give all the support and all the solutions that you may require.
We are encouraging our farmers to buy pesticides to protect their field against armyworms, bollworms, and any other pest which may attack.
Kasama District Commissioner Elizabeth Goma is excited about the initiative and is calling on farmers to put the knowledge into practice.
I would like to fully commend the agronomists for coming up with such an initiative of sensitizing our farmers. And I am happy to state that farmers will not be the same. They will not be the same in the sense that they will apply the techniques that they've been taught by our professionals. So I'm sure this year's yield will be great.
And farmers have thanked government for the good policies that are supporting the agriculture sector.
It's been very helpful to small-scale farmers like us, like ourselves. So going forward, I want to appreciate the President of the Republic of Zambia, His Excellency, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, who has actually been the marketing officer to make sure that we all go back to the land and cultivate our staple food. This is maize. This will help us to reduce the costs, high cost of maize.
Reporting for Zanis in Kasama, I'm Jafet Munkondia.
In Northwestern Province, Unify has donated assorted material towards the construction of a school gate at Rodwell Mwepo Day Secondary School in Solwezi District worth 5,000 kwacha. Here's a report.
In a bid to enhance security for both learners and teachers at Rodwell Mwepo Day Secondary School in Solwezi District, Unify has come on board to make a donation towards the cause worth 5,000 kwacha.
We heard the cry Rodwell Mwepo approached Unify, and having come to this school for different activities, such as marketing, we tend to witness and to really know to say there is really a problem of security, and this is where we can come in as an organization.
The school head teacher Crispin Momena is on hand to receive the donation.
This school is used as a throwaway, by people. This school is within Kiawama, and Kiawama is vast and densely populated. So the only route to the respective homes is through the school. So now that the gate has broken down, in fact, it was damaged by the people, willfully, so that the passage is enhanced. So our learners are not safe. Vehicles pass through, motorbikes is worse, order of the day. So as management and PTC, we thought it wise to engage partners and stakeholders. So we thought of writing to Unify, approaching Unify for help so that we safeguard the lives of our learners.
The school authority calls for strengthened collaboration and partnership with stakeholders.
So as a school and as a ministry, we are really grateful to this gesture. This school shares infrastructure with the primary school section, and as such, it's not a fully fledged secondary school. We lack a lot of facilities, and going by our 8th National Development Plan, it clearly states that there must be strengthened collaboration and partnership with stakeholders.
Emma Zulu, reporting for Zanis News in Solwezi District, Northwestern Province.
The Muslim Social Welfare Trust and Moms Care Hospital have donated assorted items with 139,000 kwacha to the government towards the mitigation of cholera. Minister of Health Sylvia Masewo, who received the donation at the National Cholera Treatment Center in Lusaka, has thanked the two institutions for supporting government in the fight against the disease. More in this report.
The private sector has joined hands with the government in the fight against cholera that has affected most families in the country. The Muslim Social and Welfare Trust has donated 200 bags of 25 kilograms of mealie meal, 100 buckets, 200 boxes of biscuits, and 150 kilograms of meat, all valued at 100,000 kwacha, while Mums Care Hospital has donated 3,600 bottles of mineral water and 10 wheelchairs, all valued at 39,000 kwacha. Minister of Health Sylvia Masebo was happy to receive the donation on behalf of the government at the National Cholera Treatment Center, Hero Stadium.
I'm glad that you've been able to bring mealie meal, because this will be the first bags of mealie meal in this quantity that we are getting from the private sector. So, all the mealie meal that we've had, the government has been buying. As private sector clinics, you can help us by sending even just one nurse, if you have extra nurses, one doctor, if you have a doctor, or any health specialized person.
The Muslim Social and Welfare Trust Coordinator and Mums Care Hospital matron are happy to be part of the fight against cholera.
Urging our Muslim community to also donate us tanks which we can place it at our, I would say, at a strategic point, maybe around the mosque where we have running water, but obviously chlorinate that water so that people drawing from that point have chlorinated water, so they are able to drink clean and safe drinking water.
Also trying to help and push on where the country is. So we are very proud of us donating the noble cause.
The minister is calling for more donations and assistance from well-wishers.
We've been advised by our nutritionist that yogurt is very good for the young ones and for the patients suffering from cholera. And from the fruits family, the best is bananas. So those with bananas, you can also help us to give to our patients.
Mijelo Mwemba reporting for Zanis in Lusaka.
In Muchinga province, the Ministry of Health has set cholera screening points for travelers in various bus stations across the province to control the spread of the disease. Provincial Health Director David Suwela says over 500 travelers transiting into the province have been screened from the time the screening points were mounted. Dr. Suwela says the screening points will also ensure contact tracing in cases of new cases. Details.
In order to contain the outbreak of cholera in the country, various measures have been put in place. In Muchinga province, screening points have been mounted to ensure travelers are screened for cholera. And Provincial Health Director Dr. David Silweya said the screening points will help his ministry to contain the cholera outbreak in the province.
Muchinga is a transit province. We have a lot of passengers transiting from Lusaka into the province. So what we've done across the province, across all the bus stations in the province, we've mounted the screening centers, the one you have seen behind here, so that all the passengers that are disembarking in those various bus stops, we screen them. We get, of course, we have the screening tool, which is taking the demographic details.
Precious Amunimbwa, one of those managing screening point at Nambuluma Junction, says the process is so far going on very well.
We are asking them whether they are vomiting, do they have diarrhea, any abdominal pains. So far so good, the compliance is okay. Everyone is complying to the rules that we're giving them.
Transporters and passengers are happy that the ministry has taken a step further instead of waiting for cases to be recorded.
Cholera is a killer disease which can be controlled if only people take the precautions seriously. I'm calling upon my fellow travelers to follow the cholera prevention measures put in place by the Ministry of Health in a bid to halt the further spread of cholera.
And the Provincial Health Director mentioned that 2 cases that were recorded in Nakonde district recently have been managed as patients have been discharged.
We manage those patients well, and they've since been discharged. We've not reported any case in Chinga since those 2. And we also managed to contact trace all the passengers that were in that bus using the system that we've put here, the screening
side.
With the measures put in place, it is hoped that the disease will be contained. Pamela Inamba reporting for Zanis in Chinsali, Muchinga Province.
We take another break. More stories when we return.
Bushe cholera chinshi. Cholera bulwele bwa kupolomia. Omuntu kwete cholera alapolomia sana eyo n'okuluka. Obusali buba ubwamenshi n'okubutuluka ngomo basukire omupunga. Omulwele wa cholera takwata amenshi mu mubiri pamulandu wa kuluka ero n'okupolomia. Omulwele wa cholera kuti afa munsa 12 na nguntile 12 hours nga taperwa omuti uwafikapo. Usho omuntu kuti akwata shani cholera? Okunwa amenshi ayabula okuwamya nangu ayafiko. Okulya ifyakulya n'emino iyalamba nangu mufipe ifyabula okusamfya n'amenshi ayasuma. Okulya ifyakulya ifyo basunga okwabula okufimbapo ifyakutira na balunshi baleikalapo. Okulya ifyakulya ifyashelepo ifyatalala ifyakutira tabafisungire bwino nakalya iyo. Okulya ifyakulya ifyo bashitisha mu misebo. Okulya ifisabo elyo n'omusalo ifyabula okusamfya. Kuti twayichingirira shani ku bulwele bwa cholera. Wamyeni amenshi yakunwa okupitira mu kuipika nangu okubika mu chlorine. Sambeni kuminwa na sopo elyo n'amenshi ayasuma panuma yakubonfya echimbusu. Kafyeniko ifyakulya ilyo tamulalia. Fimbeni pa fyakulya fyonse pakuti balunshi tabaleikalapo. Mwilalia ifyakulya fisangwa mu misebo. Bonfyeni echimbusu inshita yonse. Mwila bonfya ifikunkubiti nangu ifupepala pakuposa ubusali. Shininkisha inokutila ubusali bonse bwaposwa mu chimbusu. Sungeni chimbusu ichabusaka n'okufimbapo inshita yonse. Iyimbira abamireterako chipani chimona pabumi.
Kanti kolera kibutuku manyim. Kolera kibutuku bwa kusulula. Muti yanani butuku bwa kolera utasulula ni kutazamu. Muti yakula butuku bwa kolera usulula mezi amfuta na araisi aya kwa mutabani. Mukuliyo ukato kwa mezi mamubili bakingisa kufufulelwa. Mukuliyo ukona kutimela mwahala lihola zeli shumi kazepeli haiva asafumanili kalafo zambuwamu. Mutu ukona kuyambula chwani butuku bwa kolera. Kunwa mezi aska keniswa kapa kunwa mezi amasilamu. Kuchalicho ni mazo atezi masila kapa kuitusali apiso zetapisizwe ni mezi amasilamu. Kuchalicho zesika kwaelwa ni kuselezwa kwa linzinzimu. Kuchalicho zelobezi ilizeo alisikabukelezwa handemu. Kuchalicho zelekisiwa mama kululumu. Kuchalitolwana manicholo ni mulo zesika tapiswamu. Luko na chwani kuiselezwa kwa butuku bwa koleramu. Kuvilisa mezi akunwa kapa kuvea mwateni chlorine. Mfutuma zelichoza mina pili musikali chakalemu. Mukwaele lichoza mina kaufela kulisileleza kwa linzinzimu. Musike mwa chalicho za mama kululumu. Mwitu seka limbalimba nako kaufela. Mi musike mwa itusa bikopo kapa mapepa amuyumba zemasilamu. Mubone kuli mutabani wala telwa mwaka limbalimbamu. Mubone kuli kalimbalimba kamina kakenile nako kaufela manichwalo ni kukwaelwamu. Lingosale litakumina kuzwa kubalikolo la makete.
Welcome back. Government has introduced a price shock cash transfer intervention among households who are enrolled on the social cash transfer program to cushion the rising cost of living among the vulnerable in society. Ministry of Community Development and Social Services Data Management Officer David Machungwa says the program is targeting over 250,000 households in 17 urban districts, which will receive a top-up of 200 kwacha to their bi-monthly allocation for 6 months. Mr. Machungwa said this during a courtesy call on Osaka District Commissioner's Office, Rosa Zulu. We have more in this report.
Lusaka District is among the 17 districts to benefit from the price shock cash transfer intervention aimed at providing critical support to those social cash transfer beneficiaries who are mostly affected by the current economic shocks of fluctuating prices of basic commodities. Speaking during a courtesy call to Lusaka District Commissioner Rosa Zulu, Ministry of Community Development and Social Services Information Management Officer said government is targeting over 250,000 households countrywide, with 27,171 households benefiting in Lusaka.
This is the social cash transfer emergency cash transfer, where we're trying to help our beneficiaries, from the price shock that they're experiencing due to climate change, and just the different things that are affecting them. The social cash transfer are the most vulnerable in our country. So when everything hits, it's like they are the first to be hit. So we're trying to see how we can help them with the increase in the price of living. Yes, we're trying to top up like 200 kwacha per month for a period of 6 months. So it will be from November to April 2024.
Lusaka District Commissioner Rosa Zulu has urged children who have a stable source of income not to abandon their parents who are assisted by the government through various social protection interventions.
We know that they are old, but those who still have, if they are empowered, they can do something. When you have a parent, it's better you look after your parents than for your parents to depend on social transfer.
The officers from the Ministry of Community Development and Social Services later addressed the district's development coordinating committee members who wanted to know whether the intervention would continue after the 6 months period.
Within the 6 months, we cannot make a decision until we get the opportunity to see what is pertaining on ground.
Mijelo Mwemba reporting for Zanis in Lusaka.
Lupososhi Town Council has expressed confidence that the construction of a waterborne ablution block at Chungu Market in the district will be completed by the end of this month. Water and Sanitation Coordinator Samson Tembo says the ablution block will support over 3,000 people in the area. Sylvia Zulu reports that Mr. Tembo said this when Northern Province Deputy Permanent Secretary Lewis Mwape inspected the project.
Chungu Market in Lupososhi District had for a long time been operating without an ablution block. The Ministry of Water Development and Sanitation has since started constructing this ablution block at the market.
This sanitation facility is actually targeting the marketeers and just the community around the market. We have a population of over 3,500 who may be actually accessing this sanitation facility. And as you are aware, when we improve sanitation, we are also curbing a number of diseases.
And Northern Province Deputy Permanent Secretary Lewis Mwape, who inspected the works, had this to say.
Water and sanitation becomes a very, very important package. That's why government has embarked on connecting, developing sanitation infrastructure so that the people that are selling at the market and who are doing business beyond that, they are able to use quality facilities. That's why you can see that even here to ensure that this facility is completed in time. So water and sanitation is going to help boost not just that, but also good health for the people that are working here. Our women is here.
Baron Bwalia, a trader in the market, had this to say about the sanitation situation at the market. Reporting for Zanis, Sylvia Zulu in Lupososhi District.
And in sports news, the Football Association of Zambia, FAZ, and the Footballers and Allied Workers Union of Zambia, FAWUZ, have signed a partnership agreement that will see the senior women's national team receive a total of $1,000 United States over the next 4 years. Speaking at a media briefing, FAZ Secretary General Ruben Kamanga says the partnership has also resulted in the first ever image rights payout for the women's national team. Kamanga has explained that the check that has been presented by FAWUZ comes from the funds that were dispersed by FIFPro and dispersed to all the 25 Copper Queens players that signed a collective form to grant FAWUZ the right to use the image rights for the official purpose until the next World Cup in 2027. FAWUZ President Sandra Kumwenda called on sponsors, partners and clubs in the Women's Super League to support the development of women's football, including offering professional contracts and fair remuneration. He has extended gratitude to FAWUZ for its continued support and cooperation. As we end the news, a recap of the top stories. President Hakainde Hichilema applauds public-private partnerships. Government provides 300 cholera beds to Rufunsa district to improve health care for cholera patients. Ministry of Health receives assorted materials from the private sector to fight cholera. Plus, government introduces price shock transfer to vulnerable households. That's all we had for you on Zanis News. On behalf of the production team, this has been Mwangala Kapandola. Thank you for watching.